studied abroad in China this past summer. It was pretty cool. I learned a lot, and I am making a video series on topics about studying abroad, living in China, and the logistics of it all, in case you're planning to travel to China yourself or just plain curious about this kind of stuff. Enjoy! Hello everyone, my name is Mallory, and today I'm going to be talking about what public transportation was like while I was in China. My study abroad group took the bullet train from Beijing to Shanghai. It was fine. Everyone really hyped up the bullet train. Everyone was like, oh my god, the bullet train's so fun, it's so cool, you go so fast. And then we got on and we were like, yeah, it goes pretty fast. There wasn't anything super standoutish about the bullet train. We were pretty tired, obviously, and it was a pretty long ride. It was like a good, I want to say around 3 or 4 hour ride, maybe a tiny bit more, from Beijing to Shanghai, which, I mean, obviously from Beijing to Shanghai is quite a distance, so we did make pretty good time, but it definitely wasn't as enthralling and exciting as everybody made it out to be. I mean, I would still recommend taking the bullet train to say that, oh yeah, I was on a bullet train, but it was kind of just like any sort of just nice upscale train. It was pretty smooth. I will say that it was very, very smooth. They had bathroom stalls that were squat toilets, but I think there was also one Western style toilet. So just, you know, if you ever are on a bullet train and using the squat toilet, just be careful when you use it, just in case the train does kind of take a turn. But otherwise, it was fine, and they had seats that you could, like, there were 2 seats and you could rotate them so you could like face your friends if they were sitting in the row in front of you, so we did that. So yeah, the bullet train, it was fine, it was cool. The subway in China is pretty modern right now. It's pretty clean, and they have Chinese and English announcing the stops on the trains, which is really, really nice. The platforms also have closed glass, usually, so basically that means that there's no place for you to fall because it's all enclosed. The train comes, then the train doors open and the glass platform doors open, so it cuts down on any possible accidents. Subways do have security to get into them, which definitely slows it down, and I can imagine in rush hour is just the pits. But you go down to the subway, and then if you're not just taking the underpass just to like cross the street or something, but you're actually trying to get into the trains, you do have to go through security, which means taking off your bags, putting your bags onto the conveyor belt, going through the metal detectors, getting scanned, etc. I mean, I understand why they do the security, just in case, but it definitely slows things down. So yeah, there is security, so if you are traveling at rush hour times, definitely I would suggest give yourself extra time in case the lines are really, really long and everything is very, very slow. When you go into the subway, you can use either a transportation or subway card ticket, or you can use a app on your mobile phone. We always use the cards, the transportation cards, and so oftentimes those were single ride uses. You had to buy one that would get you in once and out once, because not only do you have to scan or swipe your card or your mobile app when you go into the subway, you also have to do the same thing when you exit the subway. So you can't actually just like throw away or discard or lose your ticket. Buses in China are pretty standard. If you've been on a bus in any other place for public transportation, you go on, you pay, you stand there, you get off. What's nice though about scanning your bus ticket or your app is you literally just scan it. You don't have to swipe it, you don't have to dip it, you literally just hold it up to the pad, it scans, you go. If you do need to pay in cash, they do have a cash box at the very front as well. A lot of us were running out of money on our bus cards towards the end of our stay, so we did have to resort to paying the bus fare, which was only about 1 yuan anyway. For the air-conditioned buses, however, the price is a little bit higher because of the air conditioning. Subways and buses are pretty modern in that they have TV screens that show advertisements or that show sort of public safety videos. This isn't really public transportation, but I'm still just gonna mention it. Didi, which is like the Chinese Uber, is a thing if you are ever lost, in a bind, or you missed the last bus or train or something. If you have Didi downloaded on your phone, you can request a ride and take it to your needed destination. In terms of airports, the airports that I was in China were pretty modern. They were relatively large, very clean. They had announcements that would play in Chinese and English, which was very helpful if you were trying to figure out which gate you had to go to. Not all of them also played in English, so you really had to pay attention to the number of your flight and listen for gate numbers. But definitely in like the big international Beijing airport, they had a lot of English there. But it was a lot easier getting around the Beijing airport than it was, for example, the Xi'an or the Qingdao airport. Airport food is insanely overpriced no matter where you go, and because all of us wanted to exchange our Chinese yuan back into US dollars in cash at the airports, we pretty much emptied out our Alipay accounts. So I only had, I think, like 35 or 45 Chinese yuan on my Alipay account, which literally at the airport only bought me a small thing of fries and an orange juice, because their actual like meals and burgers and stuff were like 80 yuan or 100 yuan. So I would recommend that if you are planning to eat some type of meal at a Chinese airport, you have like at least 100 yen ready to spend. I remember that the security at Beijing airport was really thorough and really not that much fun. You had to put all your stuff on the conveyor belts. They were picky about making everyone take out their portable phone chargers. So that was kind of annoying. And then when you went through the metal detectors, then you had to stand on a box and someone gave you a really thorough pat down. I mean, you know, airport security, it's a thing. I don't think anyone's surprised by it, but definitely Beijing airport TSA was very, very thorough. They weren't warm and friendly. Maybe we just got them on a bad day, but that was definitely a pretty thorough examination that we had to go through. Facial recognition, as well as just machines and people taking a picture of you at the airports, is just a thing. It's standardized. You also sometimes have to do fingerprints at the airports. We had to do that as foreigners. So the security is very, very tight at these airports. Whenever you talk to an official, there's always a camera right there recording you. Sometimes they need to take extra pictures of you, so they tell you to look at the camera. They'll take the picture. They match your picture, all of your information to your passport, etc. There are also the electronic boards that tell you which gate you're at for your flight at the, I don't remember if it was the Qingdao or the Beijing airport now, but one of the airports we were at that board that told you the gates, it also had a camera. And if there were about 3 or 4 people, I think 3 people within the frame, it would recognize the faces of those 3 people in the frame, and then on the board pop up your information for, oh, this is your name, this is the flight you have, this is the gate you need to go to, which was really, really cool and at the same time really, really creepy. China is very advanced in terms of its whole facial recognition stuff. Even at our international dorm at our university, the security at our dorm was, in order to enter the building, you had to have a facial recognition scan, and if it recognized you, it would open the door and let you through. And even to exit the building, you also still had to stand in line, queue up, have it scan your face, and then let you through. And even at the university main gates as well, in order to enter and exit, it had to scan your face to see who you were before letting you go through. It's very different over in China in terms of the technology they use there. Be aware that Chinese airports and certain places in China, they use technology a lot more than they do currently here in the United States. So that's pretty much what I noticed about public transportation while I was in China. Nothing too different, honestly, from what I'm used to in, cities here in the United States. Yeah, that's kind of it for this video, and if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to leave some comments in the comment section below and I'd be happy to answer them. That is all I have for this video, which is part of my Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship Follow-On Service Project, since I did receive a scholarship that helped me afford studying abroad in China this past summer. If you are a university student and are interested in studying abroad, consider applying for a Gilman Scholarship, as it could potentially help you afford studying abroad. I'll leave a link to their website in the description box below. That's the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure to share it wherever you see fit. And if you would like to continue seeing more videos from me in the future, just hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next video. So in the meantime, stay fabulous.